Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make Braciole on to taste. So we're going to get started. And what I use is, I actually like to use sandwich steaks or minute steaks. Now I had an aunt, an Italian aunt, who used to make Braciole, and I used to help her. And she used to actually buy round steak. And she'd make my uncle sit there and pound it and pound it and pound until it became thin, like a sandwich steak. So as I got older, it's like, there's got to be an easier way to do this. So I thought, hey, how about sandwich steaks? And they came out really good when I made my Braciole. Now, Auntie only used to use 4 ingredients in her Braciole: Parmesan cheese, flat leaf parsley, breadcrumbs, and garlic. I wanted to take it a little further. I wanted more flavor and stuff like that. So I started adding things, and I came up with my own Braciole, my own version of Braciole. So what I had to do was I had to write everything down this morning, what I put into the Braciole, because I don't have measurements. So I tried to come up with things for you guys. So this is what I use in my Braciole. This is a yellow squash. So I use a yellow squash about this size. A zucchini about that size, because you're actually going to grate it on this grate. And then I put dried parsley, or you can use fresh, it's fine, but as long as it's flat leaf parsley, Italian flat leaf. I put, let's see, how much basil do I put? About a half a teaspoon of basil, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Now the Parmesan Romano cheese, you can, if you want to put a little bit more, go ahead. I usually start with a half a cup, and then when I kind of mix it all together, I kind of smell it. And if I need a little bit more something else, I put more in. Anywhere from a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. Your salt and pepper is to taste. Now we go here with our vegetables, and what do we start with? It doesn't matter. There's some celery. Now you want to chop it really tiny, small. Celery. 2 ribs should be good. Some of the celery leaves. Now these were baby carrots that I had, but you could actually use like 2 medium-sized carrots, and just on this grate again. This is what I had in the house. Half a cup of chopped onion, small again. Now I like a lot of garlic, so I actually used 6 larger cloves of garlic, about that big, and you just cut it fine. And a 1/4 cup of red bell pepper, and a 1/4 cup of green bell pepper. And there's the zucchini. That's what it looks like when it's grated on this grate here. This is like a medium grate. Now with the zucchini, what I do is, after I have it all grated, I take some paper towel, about 3 sheets of paper towel. And what you want to do is grate it into a bowl, and put maybe about a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, and mix it up a little bit, and then wrap it in the paper towel and kind of pat it and squeeze it a little bit. You want to get out that excess liquid, and that should be fine. If you need to do it again, go right ahead. Okay, so now we have our sandwich steak here, and we're going to pat it dry one more time. You want to make sure it's, because if you don't pat it dry and it's wet, when you put it into the oil to fry it, it's going to splatter all over you. Hence my old clothes. I call it splatter and splash, because the oil will splatter and the gravy will splash sometimes on you. Okay. Now what I do is I kind of open it up. Now as you can see here, we have this extra piece, which is fine. We're just going to cut that off, but we're going to use it. And we're going to cut up this little bit of extra fat. And this one here too. Now I actually use the Braciole for like dinner. You know, it's nice with mashed potatoes and a nice salad, or if you want, of course, you can make pasta. Now this little hole right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the steak and we're just going to put it right over that. And we're just going to kind of smooth it out a little bit. And sometimes you do have to do a little patchwork, but that's okay. Let's see, which way should we go? There we go. We'll go this way. And just kind of stretch it a little bit. You want to overlap it. Make sure you overlap it. And then all your ingredients, mix in a large bowl. This is what I have left because I already made, what have I got in here? 4 frying? Yeah, I already have 4 Braciole in my oil. So this is what's left. This is what it looks like when you mix it all together. And you just start filling it up and have some toothpicks ready because you need to poke the toothpicks through to hold them. And when you're done, because you're touching raw meat, I actually put more toothpicks than I needed. Toss them. You don't want to use anything that you touched raw meat with the toothpicks, and not a good idea. So we're just going to toss those out later. And you're going to fill it in and pack it. And I got gravy going. Start your gravy about an hour before because you want it to be really hot. You can use prepared gravy from a jar or can, homemade gravy. Now this morning I just used prepared gravy. I actually bought 2 large cans of gravy, garlic and herb, something like that. And I used those, and I also used 2 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce. And then what I did was I put like 1 of the smaller cans of tomato sauce into the other cans, and you kind of get that gravy out of the cans and pour it into the tomato sauce blend there. So you heat that up, and because you want it hot when you put the Braciole in. Now that's nice and packed. Now you're going to start at the bottom, and we're going to roll it. You want to leave a little bit of edging of your steak because you need to poke the toothpicks through on the edges too. So we start to roll it. And don't roll it tight. You just want to roll it gently enough that it'll hold all the vegetables in. Sometimes we gotta like push it a little bit here and there. And there we go. Simple. People make a project out of making Braciole or something things, and you know, they want you to think they're working really, really hard, and you can do it in no time. It's the cooking process that takes the longest. So you want to put a toothpick there, and then you fold over the edge here. Try and keep all your little vegetables in there. Sometimes they want to escape. Another toothpick. And if the toothpick breaks, take it out, get another one. But use these round toothpicks. They're a little bit better. Don't use the flat. The flat break too easily. And fold this side over. And let's see. Oh, we got a little breakage here. No problem. Just going to fold it over. You just want to check for stuff like that because it'll happen. And close it up with a toothpick. And there we go. Now this will all cook. Get my hands and rinse. Now we're going to check the other Braciole because they have to be browned on all sides before you put it into your gravy. Let's go over here and see how these guys are doing. Now see, we got our gravy going and it's simmering. And there's the splatter. I have to clean my wall later. Okay. Now that's what you want. You want it to be browned on all sides. Sometimes you may have to, like this one here, we had to lean it on its side there, because sometimes you have to do that. Okay, now I'm going to get a paper towel to dab those. Dab a little bit of the oil off and put it as gently as possible. Now these are going to cook in the gravy at least 3 to 4 hours, because you want to cook them until everything is tender. The steaks are tender. So let me put the other Braciole in there. And you want to use a pan similar to this so you'll have enough room for all the Braciole. And this way that you can scoop the gravy, spoon the gravy on top of the Braciole. And since I don't have a lid for this, I'm actually going to just throw some foil on top, because you need to cover this so it will simmer. And then every so often, maybe every half hour, you want to take the tongs and turn the Braciole. So that's what you're going to do for that. Just get a little bit more gravy on there. Okay. Put this out of the way. And this foil now becomes a lid. And gently place it on so you don't burn yourself, because of course the pan's going to be hot. And there. And now we're going to let it cook. So every half hour, I'll come, I'll turn the Braciole, I'll spoon some more gravy on top, and I'll replace the foil. And let's see, it's a little after noon right now, so about 3 o'clock I'm going to check one of the Bracioles to see if the steak is tender. And if it's very tender, then they're done. And if not, maybe another half hour to an hour. So we'll see you guys in 3 hours.